This time of night, between 7 and 8, you are usually here.
That's...
So, Robert,
Yes.
you've played to hundreds of thousands of fans, right, in stadiums all over the world. But on a wet, windy Wednesday, you can be found in Kidderminster,
whole lot.
playing football in front of one man and his dog.
Yeah?
Yeah, is that me on there? No, is it?
Not yet. No, this is
Is he on
live.
there?
This is
Oh, is it?
live. And because you're here, you know, basically the best man for the job to sub you is our star from the One Show team. This is Joe Crowley. So we'll hand over that. He's our bibs man. He usually turns up with all the bibs, so he's very popular. Go on, Joe. Take it away, my friend.
Hello, guys. Hello. Yes, these guys have been sharing a whole lot of Black Country love about the man who, round here, is affectionately known simply as Planty. Now, we just saw there in that film that Stanley Matthews made his last appearance age 50. But what about Planty then? Age 69 on a football pitch, Matt. Let's start with you. So what is he like as a player? Is he a presence
Steady,
in
Matt, I
midfield?
know
Does he
that
stay
guy.
in position, or is he more the rover?
In his head or in real life. You know, I mean, he's got to be fair to him. He's got a great touch, great turn. Sometimes takes everybody on, but you know, to be fair, it is a bit slow motion.
But he's got a touch then, so he's not one of these clumsy players that comes on and think, you know, you're going to get trampled underfoot.
No, he's a great player. He's a great player. He scores like literally once, twice a year. Brilliant.
And Smudge, tell me, I mean, what's it like playing once a week with a rock legend?
Yeah, it's good, but he's not a legend here. He's just one of the lads. No special treatment for him.
You have to say that you work for him. You're trying not to get him into trouble. But tell me this, is his football better, or is his description of it in the pub afterwards better?
Description in the pub.
I thought you might have said that. And tell me, you know, Mark, about the good times, bad times of Planty on a football pitch.
When I look back at this in time to come, you know, I'll always remember Planty always arriving late. Always late. And there is a bit of a conspiracy theory amongst the team as to why. It's usually about 45 minutes late, which is half time in football terms. So by the time he arrives, we're all absolutely knackered, soaking wet of sweat, dead on our feet. So he trots onto the pitch like the proverbial spring chicken, dribbles circles round, doesn't score several goals, and then obviously reaps the glory down the pub later. So
I see. So you're exhausted, you're dazed and confused, and then enter Planty to ramble on and bring it on home.
exactly that, and we know his game. We know his game, yeah. But he's a great bloke, you know, he's a great chap. Lots of character, like there are lots of characters up here. We play football, we share banter, we go down the pub and have a few pints. He lives two worlds, rock world and this world. It's a great privilege to share this world with him.
Wonderful. Guys, get back to it. I'm going to come and join you in a
in the
second.
post.
Planty, we have had a chat, actually, and we've decided that the beers are on you after the game, OK? You're going to pay for however many goals the winning team scores here tonight. So after the show, ring up your landlady and give her your card details, all right? And look, I'm going to be your super sub. I'm going to come on, I'm going to try and score a few of those goals. And to help me, I've got a West Brom top here. That's right, isn't it? Or has there been communication
to
breakdown?
worse.
No? All right, here we go. Wish me luck.
Well done, Joe.
Brilliant.
Cheers, team. Well done, everybody in Kidderminster. That was terrific. Wasn't that fun?
And you know, the great thing about it is those guys are all wrong. And we do defibrillator practice. Because the last guy you spoke to is a fireman, and he we had a blow-up doll on the floor in the pub, and we had to open the box, and it talks to you, you know.
Yeah, it does. We have been on
not
the
the
show.
blow-up doll. No, the defibrillator. And yeah, that's how it goes. It's true. Some of it's true. I am really good for about a minute in everything I ever do. Yeah.
Well, listen, we'll leave football there for now. We might revisit and see how many pints you have to buy a bit later on.
I wish I could see him tonight. Sadly not. No. Unfortunately.
Next week, Planty.
We'll move on to music, shall we? I
Yes.
think that's a good idea.
Now, Robert's new album has echoes of his earlier work with Led Zeppelin. So before we find out more, let's take a look at Robert then. More of that 6 music session with Robert Plant on the BBC website as well.
Robert, when you see that early stuff, what goes through your mind? What do you feel when you see yourself back then?
I don't know.
Right.
Can you remember any of it?
Any of what?
Any of it?
Well, I know where that was. I know the shoes I was wearing because I wore them in Iceland.
Right.
And they were fluffy. And that was the Royal Albert Hall, I think, the opening thing. And Yeah, there were all flower pots along the front of the stage in those days. I mean, you'll find this as you go along in your music career, but you get a whole bunch of geraniums in pots all the way along the front of the stage. But people look through them and they get that sort of essence of something else. But they were throwing them up in the air and nutting them and... how can you turn away from that?
I mean, you've had so many different styles as you've evolved through the times, and that desire for change and moving on has always been a big part of what you've done, isn't it?
Well, you know, you don't start off being dumb. You know, you can only become dumb through repetition. So, you know, we're very lucky as musicians if we're able to mix it up. And if you've got the you know, well, you're only just starting now. You've got, you know, that Elvis thing was. I like the hair. Is that it? Yeah, no. And the trousers, yeah. But I mean, you just got to keep mixing it up, otherwise it's dull as ditch water. Being trapped by your own, hoisted by your own petard, they say.
Yeah.
You can be edged into a corner where all you've got is that. So you can stay in the hearts of everybody as a sort of memory that keeps coming back and back, and
But it's
a bit
interesting
it gets shabby.
Yeah, I guess it's interesting the point at which you decide to move on, and the bit where you think, oh yeah, I'm getting a bit repetitive now.
Well, I think in Led Zeppelin we were always moving on. That's the whole deal about the band. That's why it was so varied from the get-go. I mean, we were raised on Eddie Cochran and you know, Gene Vincent and all the rock and roll stuff because of our time. And as you went through, culturally in America, you kind of collided into the whole West Coast hippie, anti-governmental thing, anti-Nixon stuff. There was so much stuff. And we went out to India and Thailand and Morocco. And you pick everything up as you go along and you grow musically if you're lucky.
So, so the new one then, Carry Fire, is your 11th solo album. So what does it tell us about you as an artist now then?
Well, I'm in the best company musically I could possibly be in. The guys are spectacular players. They all come from different parts of the musical spectrum. And when we come together, it's vivid. So what we create there's no sort of fluffy stuff. It's intense. And it's humorous, but it's also, we're all on the same path. I have to be up the sharp end here, like you know, we're at sharp end. Those guys are the proper players out there. Right, John Bonham used to say to me in Zeppelin, he said, you're not a very good singer, but just go out and look good, you know, and that sort of thing. So really, that's my job, is to...
Write that one down.
Yeah. Well, you're doing all right, I mean, and that's it, really. You just keep developing, keep mixing it up, and Carry Fire is the most recent chapter in that thing. I mean, I've sung with great American singers, you know, bluegrass and country singers.
And you're singing with Chrissie Hynde as well.
Yeah, she agreed to sing on this song. She's great, she's powerful, focused, right on the money, you know. Brilliant. Yeah.
Just having a little listen now. Bluebird Over the Mountain. This is lovely.
This is a lovely video as well.
Yeah.
And then the track that you're going to play for us, May Queen, we noticed that some of the lyrics, they've got nearly the same lyrics as some of the ones in Stairway to Heaven.
Well, the only common thing is the title May Queen. But, you know, the May Queen is, if you like, the partner of the Green Man. They banish the Queen of Icicles at the end of winter. You being Welsh, you probably know more about that than most of the Queen of Icicles is sent off for another 8 months. And the May Queen is basically, I guess she's a totem. Or she's a sort of figure of the beginning of the new year and the warmth of summer and all that stuff. And that's exactly how I felt when I write that song. I mean, there's no talk about the May Queen in the song. It was just that time of year.
Just that moment.
It was all... Is that silly?
No.
It's not as silly as my football.
Robert, we are going to hear the May Queen a bit later on, so we look forward to that.
And the new album, Carry Fire, it's out on Friday. Now, it's nearly